Some of us have our priorities mixed up. Some of us have our priorities mixed up. Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, he was a famous general. He was known as the trustworthy one in the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam wa radiyallahu anhu. He was a general, and he lined his troops up, and he inspected them. And you know, in an inspection of the troops, he wants to make sure that their uniforms are clean, that they're well groomed, that they have their weapons ready, and their equipment is proper. And he afterwards, after inspecting them, he said to them, some of us have our priorities mixed up. You see one of us come to Jumu'ah with a clean thobe, ironed and pressed, washed body, enter on him. But his soul is a dirty, stinking, filthy soul. His heart is filled with blackness and disease. So we'll clean our thobe, and we won't leave the house unless our thobe and our clothing and our body is well cleaned and presentable for the eyes of man. But we don't ever think about cleaning our hearts, purifying our hearts, emptying our hearts. We walk around in the daytime and we pick up dust from walking in the street, dirt from walking past people that smoke. When we walk past the water, the car splashes a little bit of filth on our clothing. So even if we ourselves didn't sweat much, didn't come up with much internal filth, we get the filth of the dunya on our physical clothing. And we would never ever think to leave out our homes or even approach our children sometimes in the house when we come in the house with dirty clothes or go out with dirty clothes. I remember going to the internet cafes in Egypt, and if anyone's been there, they smoke a lot of cigarettes. So if you spend 5 minutes in there, your whole thobe is drenched in the smell of cigarette and nicotine. So I used to come home and make sure that before my children hugged me, before I gave my wife a hug, I would say, wait 1 second, and I would take my thobe off, go make wudu, and even more than wudu, just to wash that filth off me, and then greet my family. But the external is of less importance than the internal. Because as we have learned, every physical, every external act of ugliness begins with an internal act of ugliness in the heart.